The word evaluate means get an answer that's a single number. So if this was a calculator question, you would just type this exactly into your calculator, push enter, and whatever answer comes up would be your final answer. If this was non-calculator, then we have some work to do. Either you have to know your log base 9 of all your different numbers, which is not easy to do. 9 to what power is 6 to 59 decimal places? Anyone? No? No. So if it's a case that you have numbers that you can't do, then we have to start saying, well, maybe there's ways that we can combine things. Maybe if we simplify, and that's why the word simplify is writing things as a single log, because maybe if we simplify, we'll be able to evaluate this. So I'm going to try to simplify this expression. Well, I'm subtracting, but I have a number out in front. So I have log 9 of 6 cubed minus log 9 of 72. Now I have a log minus a log, so I can use my quotient law, and this is going to be equal to log 9 of, and notice that I'm not going to write 216 here. I could. If I wanted to do the mental math, 6 to the power 3, I'd go to my powers chart. 6 to the power 3 is 216. I could write that there. But often in math, if you leave things factored, things simplify a lot easier. So if I'm doing this one, and I want to simplify this a little bit, okay, I might say, I know that 72 is 6 times 6 times 2. What did I do? I said 72 is 6 times 12. I thought to myself 12 was 6 times 2. Why is that helpful? Well, on the top I have 6 cubed, so I can just start canceling out 6's then. This, I still need to write that base of 9 there all the time, so it doesn't get confused with a common log. And then I get just log 9, 6 divided by 2 is 3. So I've simplified this a lot. If this was a non-calculator question, this should be something you can do mentally. Log 9 of 3. Remember, logarithms solve for exponents. So what we're really asking here, you can imagine a little question mark, tiny exponent right there. We're asking ourselves, when we have log 9 of 3, we're asking ourselves, 9 to what power is 3? So I can write that off to the side here. Using the definition of a logarithm, this is asking 9 to what power is 3? What's it going to be between? It's going to be between 0 and 1, and it's 1/2. How do we know that 9 to the half? Because it's the same as the square root of 9. Those kind of things are going to come up a lot. Those fractional exponents where you have to change it to a radical. 9 to the 1/2 is the same as square root of 9, and the square root of 9 is positive 3. So log 9 of 3 is equal to 1/2. Same thing in part B. Log 4 of 6, no idea what that answer is. Log 4 of 3, log 4 of 12. Maybe I can put things together to write it as a single log. Again, we have numbers in front. So our first step is to put those numbers in. As exponents. And once again, I could multiply things out, but I'm going to hesitate because it might make it easier for myself later on if I don't. things are factored, like we saw in the last example, once I factored things down to 6s, things canceled out really nicely. When you have 3 things, how many of them are positive? Oops. The log 4 6 squared, can you see that that term is positive? Can you see the log 4 of 12 is positive? So when you're combining these, the positive ones will go in your numerator. The negative ones, the log 4 of 3 cubed, will go in your denominator. So maybe you're really good at mental math and you want to do 36 times 12 in your head. But if you don't want to multiply big numbers, then I suggest trying to break this down. So I have 6 times 6 times 12, and on the bottom I have 3 times 3 times 3. Two different ways you could go about this. One, if I saw this myself, I would just say six divided by 3 is 2. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 12 divided by 3 is 4. And I would get log 4 of 16. You could also break up the 6 to be 3 times 2. This 6 to be 3 times 2. That 12 to be 3 times 4. And cancel out the 3's. And you will get 2 times 2 times 4 as well. So now we have log 4 of 16. You can think of that little question mark there. Log solve for exponents. So if the base is 4 and the answer is 16, 4 to what power is 16? 4 to the power of 2. 4 squared is 16. And you will be tempted, especially with the little, probably the most tempting one is this one. Three to what power is 9? You know the answer is 2, okay? I guarantee someone in this class is going to write 3 because you're really good and know that 3 times 3 is 9. And it seems reasonable when you do it. Just like this one, you might be tempted to write 4. Okay, this is not right. Someone's just, yeah, my volume's on, so it's good. Okay, so let's work on these for a bit. This one, the evaluating is question 13.